Ooh, girl, the category's pop culture. The category's entertainment. The category is politics. The category is fashion. Welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. Welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. Welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. Welcome to the Gezelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. I'm your host, Gezelle Nicole. How are you guys doing today on this wonderful Monday? I hope you're all motivated, pumped, and crunked up, ready to get out there and go and get it. Make the best out of today. Hey, we have to make the best out of the life that we have and try to prepare ourselves and set ourselves up for an even better one, okay? But good morning to everyone. I'm glad you guys can be here with us. And those who can't, you always have the option to run it back and listen to it again. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Speaker.com, wherever it is that you listen to your music or podcast is at. Guess what? We there, baby. We are there. So make sure you look for us, the Gezelle Talk Show. This is season 2. We are here for season 2. Yes. So today I want to start off things. I want to talk a little bit about, our circle that we keep. We all have those chosen friends that we deal with, but sometimes we can allow some squares in our circle, sometimes like waffles, and they can fuck stuff up. That's why I always say pay close attention to everything that goes on with the people that's in your circle. When you got a bitch that's always sitting there and wanna sneak this with this joking, like she's joking, like everything's a joke, but I'm just playing though. Well, if you ain't have so many baby daddies, but I'm just playing, or you know what I'm saying? You have to pay close attention to that, because that be another form of jealousy, or them showing you that they really don't fuck with you like that, but they're just playing it off. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to dress it up and make it look like something else. Oh, I'm just playing, but you really hard down, you feel that way for real. That's exactly how you feel, because if you didn't, you wouldn't joke like that. You wouldn't joke. My jokes would be more so, girl, we gonna be millionaires. Girl, we hit the lotto. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of talk that I want around me. That type of motivation. Like Coyle Ray say, like, I don't want you around me if you ain't making me better. If you ain't trying to motivate me and make me better in no type of way, form, or fashion, I don't need you around me. Especially not with the sneak dissing. That shit that's so played out. Like, I've definitely been through that. So to all my young girls out there, boys too as well, all my peoples, pay attention to the people that's in your circle. Pay attention to the way that they, when they applaud you, when and how they're applauding you. You know what I'm saying? If they're standing there and they're whispering your accomplishments, but they're screaming your failures, that's not the type of person that you need around you. And you may not pick up on it at first, but if they run the social media, they ain't run the social media and say, oh, my dog just enrolled into community college, goddamn FMU, whatever it could be. They not posting that, but they'll post, oh, so and so went to jail, or so and so got an eviction notice, or you know what I'm saying. You have to pay attention to that type of shit. And anyone that's always coming around with that type of negativity, that only want to sit around and down the next individual just for conversation, or to make themselves look some type of way, you definitely want to try to exclude yourself from dealing with those type of people. You know what I'm saying? Because they're definitely the wrong type of people to be around, that wants to put others down and make themselves look greater. That's just so poor class. Ugh. It's just disgusting. But yeah, so pay close attention to your circle. Know who's for you and who's against you, because you can sit there and waste 10, 15 years of your life being dedicated to people who are not actually for you. They're for the benefits that they can obtain from you or the services, but they're not actually in support or for you. But we'll get deeper into that on a different note, because I don't want to. I know me, and I'll start getting real, real, real deep, because it kind of reflects back to my life in so many levels. And I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. But it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. You know what I'm saying? I've given myself to people who wouldn't give me more than $100, but I can sit there and give you 1,000. You know, you have to pay attention to the way you're treated. You know what I'm saying? We're all entitled, and we all should be held to a standard, especially if you're giving that type of treatment. So, yeah, you want to pay close attention. Pay close attention to that type of shit. But so, speaking about jokes and sneak dissing and all this type of shit here, I was scrolling on the internet and I seen Mr. Thugger himself. Young Thug, he was out there talking about telling JT that she could move to the side because he wants her man. It was funny. It was joking. But you got to pay attention to that type of shit, because, you know, he's always been rumored to be gay, and they've always said it, that he's, a different kind of cat. And you doing stuff like that when it's already been, we seen pictures of you and NBA YoungBoy all hugged up and close up on each other and all this type of shit here. I mean, to each is their own. I ain't knocking nobody. I'm just saying. Especially, it's always those who have them right there in their camp that got the loudest mouths and so much to say about the LGBT community. But I'm just saying, Tip, I ain't calling no names, Tip, but I'm just saying. Yeah, so y'all got to check it out. It's on his page. It was real funny, though, what he was saying or whatever and the way he was acting. But, I always pay close attention to stuff. That's just me, That's just me. Is it a joke? Of course it was a joke. He was just playing. You girls always try to find an excuse, honey. Y'all gonna find an excuse for them niggas, honey. But so, we moving kind of fast today. We ain't even 10 minutes in the show, and I'm already finna be going on. But I want to speak about this anyways, because I've really been very much so vocal about the whole Bill Cosby thing, because I'm all for right is right and wrong is wrong. And I just feel like, okay, what I'm talking about today, Judge Joe Brown, y'all all know him. He had his own show. I think he still has his show or whatever. But he recently was on a show, a television show with a host. I'm not going to say his name. It was a black guy, and I'm guessing that the host is not for Bill Cosby. He's not in support of Bill Cosby. So he was saying, basically, because what Joe Brown was saying is the same thing that I've been saying this entire time. It's different times than it was back in the 70s when these things occurred. everyone knew what was going on. You knew when you got with, it's just like back in the 80s when you was getting with these rappers, you know what I'm saying, and doing when early rap was when it was starting and it was heating up and everything. And you had them coming into town, and you had the Eazy-E's and the Dr. Dre's coming into town, and the girls trying to get with them, and they already knew what was finna take place. You were going with them to go fuck. It was no secret. It wasn't like, oh, I'm finna just go hang out with them. No, you already know they go city to city, state to state, travel, tour, do all that, and they fuck bitches. They bring them back to their hotel room to fuck them. This is no, like, mystery. It's no, like, take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. So back then, that was the thing that they did. The women would, like Joe Brown said, the bimbos would come to these parties. They would snort lines. They would do these drugs. They would do all these cocktails of drugs and everything. And next thing you know, they're in the room getting screwed. This is what happens. This is what they already knew this was going to happen. Now, 10 years later, you feeling a victim. But you chose this. You chose those actions. And now you're feeling a victim. So here it is 20, 30 years later, and now you want to try to prosecute someone. You want someone to be held accountable for your actions. That's not right. And that's all Joe Brown was saying. Now, he worded it a little bit different, a lot bit different. Like, he worded it probably wrong, but what he was saying was absolutely right. I didn't see no wrong in what he was saying. And everyone wants to go and relate back to, oh, where these victims, are they? Are they victims of whose circumstances? This is him.
Lines of blow, and they have a good time. They use the hall closets to give it the bathrooms to get down, and you go in to get your coat off of the bed, and they're laying on top of it doing somebody. See, that's what that's about. So,
yeah, but just, it has to be consensual,
25,
though.
30, 40, 50 years after something was in big time, the bimbos come.
And what the host said was he was disgusted and disappointed by the misogyny, and he apologized for rape culture, and he wished he'd ended the interview earlier. I mean, he was harsh. Joe was harsh with what he was saying, the way he was wording it, but he was just being direct and being upfront and being honest. This is what occurred. And then the host is like, but it has to be consensual. When you are in the midst of, when you out getting fucked up, okay, let's keep it all the way 100. Let's keep it real. When you out getting fucked up, the last thing that you're actually, I ain't gonna say the last thing, but when you going back to that hotel room and y'all undressing and getting in the bed and all this, and y'all kissing and touching and doing all this, when do you stop and say, hey, can I have sex with you? Or the consent is when I lay back and spread my fucking legs. That's the consent. If I didn't wrestle you down and hold you down and rip your panties out, like, then that's taking advantage of someone. That's raping someone. But if I undress with you and take my clothes off with you and we lay down and have sex, that's consensual. So I'm not understanding why would you say something like, but it has to be consensual. I didn't force myself on her. Like, crazy. And if they're saying like, oh, well, they were passed out. They wasn't passed out when they was doing the alcohol and drugs. And you ain't gonna come here. You ain't coming to nobody's party and finna just party and get fucked up and thinking you finna just leave. Especially not no Hollywood party. You know it's always something for something. It's never something for nothing. Sorry, it's a harsh reality, and it is what it is. And I feel sorry for all rape victims who are actually victims, who've been victimized. I can totally understand and sympathize with you, and my condolences and all that stuff. But to people who do this false allegation stuff because now they feel in some type of way because, oh my God, I shouldn't have never done that. I shouldn't have, but like you did it. It's fine. It's okay. It happened. It happened. Let it go. You want to try to prosecute a man 30, 40 years later who's 80 years old at the end of his reign, at the end of his run in life, and try to hold him responsible for actions of when he was 30. And then it's stuff that he wasn't even, I don't feel like, responsible for. These were two adults making decisions together. But they put something in my drink. You probably was putting stuff up your nose, in your arm, in your veins, and everything else. Like, I'm just not here for the foolery when it comes to trying to bring our black men down. We as people, we have to start standing up, and we have to start backing, and we have to stop letting this type of stuff be normalized and put out there. Y'all know that's my thing. We got to stop normalizing the bullshit. I'm going to get some t-shirts made to say that. We have to stop normalizing the bullshit. Because it's going too far. It's going way, way, way too far. So, yeah. I was definitely not for that. I was very, very, very disappointed in the person who was doing the interview on Joe Brown. I was very disappointed because I actually liked him as an interviewer and everything that he has been doing. But that just shifted me completely. Like, especially that you would do it on national television. Like, let him say his piece. You asked him. Even if you're in support of it or not. And later you could have came back and rebutted and said whatever you wanted to say. But it was your show, so you run it how you want to run it. I'm just saying. I'm on the outside looking in. Don't judge me. I'm just saying. You know? No Biggie. All Tupac. But, so yeah, there is a lot of speculation going on around the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast. Now, there's supposed to be a lot of changes that has took place. You guys know I'm not really in support of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This last season, I did watch it, and I was going to do a whole, and I might still do it, but I was going to do a whole YouTube review and stuff on the season. And I just really changed my mind about doing it because my sole reason for ever tuning in and watching a Bravo Andy Cohen show was because I was flipping through the television. I was on house arrest at the time. So all I could do was sit and watch TV and cook and eat and walk my dog. And not too far from the door though. And I flipping through the channels and I seen this big black woman with this loud mouth and loud personality, and it was so hilarious, so entertaining. It was a breath of fresh air because she was like my height and, you know, tall like me, and I'm like, oh my God, who is this woman? And I just started watching, and it was so super, super, super good and entertaining. I ended up watching that whole first season, and it was right when they was coming with the second season. Then they dropped the second season, and I was like, oh, okay. It was super good, and I was so in support of it. So then I seen that there was more. So I was like, okay, so this is like a franchise thing. So then I started watching the others, and I loved the New Jersey and Beverly Hills and Orange County. And I'm like, okay, this is good. But the reason why I started watching was because of Lanithia Leaks. Okay? It was because of Nene. That was the reason why. So, and from my acknowledgement, and if I'm wrong, correct me. You guys can always comment on our Instagram page at the Gezelle Talk Show. But if I'm not mistaken, she was the one who came to Andy Cohen with the idea for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I always have a problem when, I don't want to sound like a racist, I'm married to a white guy, but when any Caucasian person takes something from a minority and thinks that it's okay, excuse me, and they profit off of that, and continue to, keep going and with no remorse, no look back, no care, it's a problem for me. And I can't stand up or sit down and act like it's not a problem. It is. So, no, I'm not in support of it like that. Like those girls on there, what I noticed is they care about a check, which is important, but integrity is very important too. You know what I'm saying? Having a backbone and standing up for what you believe in is important too. Supporting your sister is important too. So I felt like everyone should have sat down when they came at it. Of course, Kenya wasn't. Kenya's a very negative individual. She's an evil spirit, And I'm for my sisters, but that girl there, and I noticed this about a lot of beautiful women, I think God skipped the process of the inside, with caring, putting that care into them, and that maybe I shouldn't be putting it on God. Maybe I shouldn't put that on God. But I'm just saying, because a lot of those people be absolutely beautiful, but their insides be so fucked up. They be so ugly on the insides, just negative and just a bully and just all types of stuff. But absolutely stunning on the outside. But when they open their mouth and show that character, it's like, ew, get the fuck away from me. And that's Kenya for me. I loved everything about Kenya Moore when she came to the show. But then once I started noticing, I'm like, when she started with the Portia thing, I don't like nobody that bullies someone or just dislikes someone because they're doing better than them or doing what you want to do. I hate that. And I felt like that's what Kenya was doing when she got on the show. When you first came, it was good, it was great, everything was gravy. But then the minute you seen Portia and you learned her lifestyle and what she was going through and everything, you were very much so jealous. I got very much so jealous and just started speaking down about her, talking to her like she was less than, and it didn't go good. And it's like you continued this behavior throughout this whole show, throughout your whole reign. That's what it's been. You going through it with somebody or you going through it with a man. And it's just sad. It's just washed up and it's so sad. But yeah, so that's why I stopped watching it, because of the whole, Nene thing. Now I came back and forth, with when they was doing the Bolo stuff and all of this. I watched here and there. I skipped the show here, skipped the show there. But, I watched and it was okay. But there's a lot of speculation surrounding Candy and Cynthia, whether they're going to return to the show or not. Now, Candy has a lot going on. She has a whole bunch of businesses. So, I mean, at this point, the show is just really just, a help, a pat on the back or whatever. Because she, with the old lady gang, both locations, with Blaze Steakhouse and Tag's Boutique and shit, what else she got? Her music, writing music and acting on The Shy and all of this stuff she has going on, she's not too much worried. Now, Cynthia, on the other hand, she has the Bailey wine factory or whatever. I don't know if that'll be a good idea for her. I know she's doing a partnership with Seagram's, and I know she has her duffel bags and stuff, sunglasses and bags or something like that. But I'm not sure if that would be too smart for Cynthia. But maybe she's made her millions and she's just like, hey, I'm good. And she's married now. And Mike is worth a pretty penny. He's been working and doing his thing for quite some time. So, I don't know. Maybe it will be best in her favor. But my sources say Real Housewives of Atlanta stars Candy Beers and Cynthia Bailey are veterans on the show. They have been able to use the platforms to create more opportunities for their careers. And while they have a lot of people who support what they bring to the show, there are also some fans who believe that it's time for them to move on. In fact, Nene Leakes recently said that Cynthia should have been fired from the show a long time ago. She also said that she believes that Cynthia won't be asked back for the upcoming season. Cynthia's critics have called her boring. She is. Cynthia, you is boring. Cynthia critics have called her boring, and it's been said that she doesn't cause enough drama on the show. However, Cynthia clapped back in her opinion. She's needed to bring the balance that the show needs. She's also said it's hurtful that black people think she isn't interesting because she doesn't want to be in a lot of drama. As for Candy, she's made it clear that she'll walk away from Real Housewives of Atlanta if Phaedra Parks ever return. Now, it is rumored that Phaedra was supposed to be coming back or was asked to come back. I'm not sure how that worked out, but I know that Candy did say if Phaedra comes back that she will leave. She will not continue to be on the show. Candy, and this is the thing, Andy, you have to go and find young, spunky girls that have stuff going on that it's like we got to switch the narrative and try to bring in a different fan base, because I feel like now it's just really aunties. Like they had the aunties and the nieces. Ain't no nieces watching no more. It's just aunties, because that's what you be having on there. It's just older aunties. And I think maybe if we went and got like some younger, spunkier girls, look at me talking about we, but got some spunkier girls that got stuff going on, a little more excitement, not so much drama where it always got to be fighting and drama filled, but just some excitement that they can bring, whether it's they single and mingling around the town, whether it's they starting a career and they trying to tour or trying to get a deal or whatever it may be. But we need to kind of, switch it up a little bit. It's getting a bit boring. A lot of those girls, they are a bit boring. So I take that back, Cynthia, by calling you this Candy, all of them. Ain't no excitement there. Ain't no excitement at all. Now this I gotta get into, y'all. I got to get into this. Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And we don't give a fuck 'cause it's your birthday. Hey. So yeah, so talk a little bit about this. Your boy 50 Cent had put up a post after the BET Awards. He shared him a nice little meme, what he thought was nice. And it was of Kim and an owl. And I'm going to put the picture up on our Instagram page so you guys could check it out. But it was a picture of Kim. It was a meme of her next to a owl. And he was like, well, who did this shit? And really, it was funny, but it wasn't cute, especially coming from him when you already know the history that him and Kim has had. So he had posted it. I'm trying to find it so I can put it up. But he posted it, and Little Kim's baby's daddy, which I think they done got married because Kim said her husband. He spoke up and said, leave my wife out the jokes. You heard? The shit wasn't funny. Like, leave my wife up out of it. So Kim later came back and she posted it and said, she shared her opinion of, how she felt or whatever. And she was like, I guess you still salty about me turning down that. Let me read my notes here. So she says, he's salty because she rejected his date invite back in 2000 and whatever that was when they did the magic stick and all of that stuff there. And that's why he originally had got upset with her and didn't do the video for the magic stick, was because she didn't go on a dinner date with him. She rejected him. So she was like, I guess you still salty about that, and it's fine. But she was like, she's not even pissed off about it. She was like, her family and friends was more pissed off about him posting it than she was. But she really wasn't, she said, I didn't give a fuck. She didn't care. But I just thought it was very much so, petty and just childish. Like, you're a grown man. You got to stop with these antics that you pull like this shit is, cute or something. Like, you are a grown man. Could you please conduct yourself like one? But hats off and like big ups the papers for stepping in and speaking for Kim, like, leave my wife up out of this. That's what's up. And then she said her husband did what he was supposed to do. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Her husband. That's what she said. Now, y'all, I'm gonna read verbatim what Kimberly Denise said. This is it. She say, let me see, did she take it down? Oh no, she still got it up, baby. Cause 50 Cent done removed here. He done took it down. She said the accuracy, hilarious. I ain't bothered not one bit. My family and friends more mad than me. Shit like this don't move me one way or another because I'm still a bad bitch that niggas, bitches, mommies, daughters, and aunties still want to be till this day, and I love it. At 50 Cent, I see you still in your feelings about that dinner date you asked me on that I had to turn down. Let it go. You have a beautiful girlfriend. I have a loving husband. Let it go. And for those of you coming at my husband, Mr. Papers, he did what a real nigga was supposed to do. And y'all can go to hell, not respectfully. 50 Cent, I addressed this situation in my book coming in November. Make sure you go get it. Pre-orders available now. Be blessed, everyone. Stay positive. Love it, Kim. I loved it. And I did purchase my pre-order for the book. But yeah, I'm so here for it. I love the way she responded to him. That was everything. Like, she did it like a queen, very tasteful. Very, very, very tasteful. But he has to really, grow up, because just like with what he was doing to Tierra Marie, that shit is so fucked up. It's so fucked up, like, because he got money, so you can go file these lawsuits and all this stuff here, and these little civil suits against her, where she'll have to owe you all of this money, and it's fucked up. It's just so petty of him, and it show you any bitch that's with him. Like, I just feel sorry for you, because you got to be one desperate ass bitch to want to be with a nigga like that act like a bitch. I wouldn't waste my goddamn time. I don't give a damn how much money you got, nigga. Bye. Bitch, no ma'am. My pride is too damn big. Bitch, I'm sitting up here with the Cosby look. You know how Bill coming up out of the prison with his head up high, leaning back on their ass. I'm sitting up here with the motherfucking Cosby look. Like, bitch, no ma'am. No ma'am. Head up high, chin to the sky. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. But yeah, so these people done got upset with Iggy again. Y'all always going at Iggy. I'm going to post a picture on the Instagram, but I just feel like, let this girl be great. She Australian. Let her do her thing. She ain't bothering nobody. She just trying to get to her bag. And every time she trying to get to her bag, these fans come at this girl about something. And bitch, I blame you, Nicki. I blame Nicki Minaj because you did this. You did this to this girl's career. But iggy-azalea is facing backlash after she drops her new video, I Am the Strip Club. Fans are claiming she's blackfacing with her makeup. Her makeup does look a little bit darker, but who knows? She could have tanned. It could be the contouring. It could be the lighting. She could be in a strip club, so it could be darker in there. Like, it could be so many things rather than us jumping the gun, pointing the finger to my, she's black-facing. Like, really? She black-facing? Really? For one, she's not a blonde on the video. Her hair is black. So automatically she's going to look darker because when you have blonde hair, it brings out the lighter features. When you have dark hair, it brings out the darker features. Okay. So that's probably why she looks a little bit more darker. And then I'm sure it's the makeup and probably lighting as well. But I hate when people do this, when it's like, you take a picture in your house and in certain parts of your house, you might look black in the kitchen and look red in the bathroom. That's just how cameras work. You got to find your lighting. It's just sad. And these people, they just keep coming at this girl every time she does something. But she just dropped another single, I Am the Strip Club. Make sure y'all check it out. My girl Iggy-azalea, y'all know she's back. That wordplay is inevitable. I remember when I first came across Iggy on YouTube, and I was so impressed. I was like, oh my gosh. And she had just got with T.I. and they did the murder business. Oh God, that was everything. She was finna be and do everything necessary in this game for female raps. But some bitches only want it to be them at the top. They don't want it to be more than one female reign, and they want to be the only one. So whatever it takes to bring whoever around them down, that's what they'll do, and that's what they did. And that's sad. But Nicki Minaj stopped a lot of these girls' bags, and I hate when people sit there and be like, now how she stopped their bag? Like, like, you punks blow me with that bullshit. She stopped these girls' bags. Like, she was going at these girls, and she was going, when these people would invite her to these award shows and all this, they knew that she was at the top of the food chain. She was at the top. So, of course, they wanted her. And she like, if I'm showing up, there can't be no Lil Kim in the building, no Remy Ma in the building, no Iggy-azalea in the building, no Cardi B in the building. I don't want none of these. Just me. Just me. And I've heard this more than 5 times, okay, from different female rappers that have said, well, it was said to me that I couldn't attend or I couldn't be involved or whatever because of Nicki Minaj. And the thing about it is, that's what would have happened with Cardi B if she wouldn't have been fucking Offset. Being that she had him to back her, he was like, no, she ain't coming up off this record. And she gonna stand on what she said. You change your verse. And that's when the shit started. That's why she was so mad and upset. And was like, Quavo could have came and backed me. Quavo could have da this and because these are your actual actions. This is what you do. And it's sad. But this is what you do. These are your tactics. And it's just like with the girl Chanel West Coast. That was going to be our next story that we're going to be talking about. She was saying the exact same thing. I was like, what happened to Chanel West Coast? She could really rap. She could really spit. And to be a white girl, I was like, okay, she finna be like the female Slim Shady. And that's going to be so fucking dope. So Lil Wayne signed her to the Young Money label. And around the same time, you know, he had Nicki and all of the other, you know, people that was on the roster. But what happened to her? Everybody else was still there. You got rid of her. Well, she was talking about it, and she said that when she spoke out about it briefly, she said that Nicki had a hand in getting her booted out of the clique. The energy would be off when she come around. The attitudes would be flying, just like how she acted on American Idol with Mariah Carey. And it's sad. Like, it can be more than one queen. We're all queens in our own right. We're all kings and queens in our own right. We can all reign. We got to stop thinking that it's only one can sit at the top. Or, oh, it can just only be me. Because no, it's not. I had to get used to that type of shit because I was so used to it just being me. I was the only trans girl in high school. I was the only trans girl in my college. I was the only trans girl really in the neighborhood besides my sister who was there with me. But we were the only ones. But I had to get used to like, okay, I'm not. It's a new day now. More people are coming. They're doing more. And some of them might be doing more than what you're doing. Even though you feel like, hey, I've been doing, like, that means nothing. And it's fine. There can be more than one. We're all queens. We can all reign at whatever level in life we may be at. So we just have to stop that. We got to come together. We have to support more. Support. That's so important. We have to show that love. Give people their flowers. Stop waiting till they're gone. But I ain't going to go too deep. I just wanted to, touch on that and get that out there because I just think that that's really, 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 fucked up. That's really fucked up. But make sure y'all check out Iggy's new single. And that interview is with Chanel West Coast. It was on Shirley's Temple. I want to say it's a YouTube show or a podcast. But Shirley's Temple is got the full interview with Chanel West Coast, where she talks about her stint with the Young Money label and why she was booted from the clique. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. You're absolutely the best. I could not do this without you guys. My listeners, y'all are like everything to me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at the Gezelle Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to work on some new content to put up on YouTube today. And make sure you like our Facebook page as well at the Gezelle Talk Show. I love you guys. This show will be available on Spotify and iHeartRadio and anywhere that you listen to your podcast. So make sure you listen, run it back, share it on your social media and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys tomorrow, the same time, 10 a.m. Well, I won't see y'all, but I'll talk to y'all. Same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. And make sure you tune in Friday on our YouTube and our Facebook. We'll be live reporting everything and catching up on everything we talked about. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great, great, great Monday. Bye-bye.